Hey everybody, it's Mitch, and today we are going to be talking about the gnome. Yes, it's one of my more favorite races in the game, and well, it's I really like him. I know a lot of people don't. I mean, they got rid of him in 4.0, which I kind of hated, but you know what? I like the race. What do I like about the gnomes? Well, they're tricky. They're really they're tricky. They're not sneaky so much as they're deceptive. I don't know. I like them. They're a great race, and that is one thing. I mean, they're small. They're kind of dwarfish a little bit. I mean, they both live in the ground. They both get the bonus to Constitution, which is kind of nice. They do resemble dwarves in a lot of different ways. They pride themselves on their beards. They're kind of like little tricky dwarves. I mean, gnomes are basically to dwarves what halflings are to humans. That's not completely true, but there's definitely some truth to it. I played a few gnome characters. I really like them. Gnome wizards are very fun to play. You just gotta be so dang tricky and just mess with people. They're pranksters. Gnomes love to mess with people. Ah, I mean, if you play them right, yeah, gnomes can be really nasty, but I tend to play them more fun-loving. Gnomes, they're not an evil. They're not really an evil bunch. They're pranksters. Is really what they are. Yeah, they sneak and deceive and stuff like that, but not so much to be evil and do all this nasty stuff. No, it's more to play jokes on people than anything, which is what I really like about the race. Um, they get a bunch of stuff. I mean, they get a few spells just for being gnomes. They're not very good spells, but they can be very useful, especially at early levels. I mean, they get they can speak with uh, certain animals, but only earth animals like no. I don't know, I'm not even sure which ones off the top of my head, but yeah, just sort of like earth type ones they can speak with. They get the spell. That one they can do at will. But they get prestidigitation, they get ghost sounds, and they get dancing lights once per day. Just free spells as long as they have a charisma of at least 10, I believe. Yeah, I think they just have to have a charisma of at least 10 in order to get those spells, which is pretty cool. Yeah, just some extra bonus spells for gnomes, and I don't know. I like gnomes. Gnome wizards are very fun. They just Yeah, I mean they don't have to be wizards. Gnomes can do so many other things. Yeah, they prefer to be wizards, but yeah, the book lists their favorite class as bard, which isn't really accurate. I've done the math on all the stats, and really, gnomes are far more likely to be wizards and generally illusionists than they are bards. The only reason they stuck bard as their favorite class for gnomes was, well, if they went with wizard, elves already had wizard as their favorite class, so they decided to, throw bard a bone and make gnome go bard as the favorite class. But if you read the DMG, no. If you actually break stuff down, I've done the math. It doesn't work out that way. Gnomes are far more likely to be wizards than they are bards. So that's something of a fallacy in the book. I mean, yeah, I generally would still play it that way, even though it doesn't exactly make sense, because it contradicts the other parts of the book. And here in 3.0, um, bards, not bards, gnomes' favorite class was the wizard. They just changed it because they wanted to, you know, differentiate them a little from elves, which I don't know. I guess kind of makes sense, but it kind of takes away from the gnome in a way. But yeah, it's a great race. Now gnomes aren't the same as humans. If you want to play a gnome, you gotta really try and get inside their head. First off, you've got to try and trick people at every opportunity. You got to always be thinking, how can I mess with people? Not how can I hurt people, not how can I cause them harm. No, there's a very distinct difference between hurting people and messing with them. There's a very big difference. Um, it's the difference between annoying people and hurting them. You just don't want to hurt them. So move some of their stuff around, trip them up, just do stuff like that. But don't don't outright steal from them. If you're gonna do it, it's pranks. You just gotta try and be a prankster, not a thief or a villain. I mean, yeah, gnomes could be villainous, but even still, they're a prankster first and a villain second. They're just sort of a prankster race, and that's not even the only thing about gnomes. I mean, they're master artisans. Gnomes make some of the best artisans in the entire game. They're actually a lot better at it than most other races, especially when it comes to gem cutting. Gnomes are just amazing at that. They're great tinkerers. They're just, I mean, they're very meticulous. A lot of people, they just think of gnomes, like I've been mentioning for most of the videos, all these pranksters, but there's a lot more to them. They've got this very meticulous mindset to them that they're just kind of OCD about things. Yeah, gnomes are a very interesting race. It's really hard to truly get inside the head of a gnome because there's just so much going on. They use this OCD, methodical, just very lawful way of doing things, but they use that for the means of chaos. It's kind of a strange concept. So, I mean, it's a difficult thing to get your head around as a player, um, using law for the purpose of chaos. I mean, it sounds kind of strange there, but that's kind of what gnomes do. They, yeah, they use order and structure for the purpose of disorder. It's it's a very odd way that gnomes work. But anyways, that's really all I have to say about gnomes. If you like the video, give it a like. If you have anything you want to add to it, feel free to leave that in the comments. Um, but anyways, yeah. If you want to subscribe to the channel, please do. I very much welcome subscribers. But anyways, I'm Mitch. I'll be seeing you.